Listen, class, y'all have to bear with me. The boy done got a little bit sick. So, if my voice is raspy and y'all can't really understand me, accept it and let's move on. Today, we will be talking about why Yoruichi might just be the most aggressive character to play in Bleach and Rebirth of Souls. So, okay, class, like we do in every lesson, first we need to break down what does that term mean in fighting game standards. So, when I say an aggressive character, that said character will fall under a certain category, which is another word for an aggressive character, which is a rushdown character. These rushdown characters and aggressive characters will have an aggressive toolkit that will specialize in you being aggressive towards your opponent. So it rewards you for being really aggressive. So in Yoruichi's case, she's a rushdown character. Now, I know there's gameplay of her already, and I know that we've seen her toolkit live and played, but not really broken down and not really shown the right way, if you know what I'm trying to say, class. So since we haven't seen that corrected in the right way, what we're about to do is break it down the right way. So if you would like to point your attention up to the screen, please. So class, this is her spiritual pressure move 1, Bako. Now I'll put Bako first because of a reason, I'll explain it later. But what does Bako do? Bako is a long distance rushing attack good for counters and closing the gap. When successfully executed, Bako creates a follow-up attack using Hakuda and Kido. Okay class, the right way you will utilize this move is to catch your opponent whiffing. So this is like a fast punish. If your opponent keeps mashing, whiffing, when you mixing them up, like playing neutral wise, you would throw this out to catch them slipping. Now class, it's time to switch to our next important tool. Now we have Akin/Flash Breaker. Now what these do, they both are an offensive and a counter ability determined by holding the input. Normal input fires Akin forward, while holding inputs, Yoruichi will spin and parry the opponent's attack. Now what this consists of is 2 different situations when you do the certain inputs that is required. So remember class, they're both an offensive move, but when you hold down the input, they become into a counter move. So keep that in mind when you're playing her. Now, moving on to the next segment, which is her awakening. Now, what does her awakening do? Well, enhanced by Shuko, Yoruichi's speed and damage are dramatically increased, allowing for her to swiftly corner and defeat her opponent. So class, this is overall a buff. This will buff everything in her arsenal to make her even more dangerous, so you can rush down your opponent and corner them and defeat them. So class, when you pick up this character, understand her toolkit, understand how she plays, and understand how would you play with her. Now, if you see your opponent whiffing and mashing, neutral skip it with Bako so you can punish them for it, and then follow it up with Akin and Flash Breaker. Them moves are the most important tools that she has. Then if it gets down to it, go ahead and go into Awakening to overwhelm them with your pressure. So class, before we end this lesson, you know, like we do in every other lesson, we have to look at their stats. Now, if you would like to point your attention back up to the screen, as you can see, these are her stats. Now her speed and mobility is all the way up the charts. Her second is her technique and skills. Her reach and range is 3rd. And toughness and durability is like 4th. So as you can see, she got decent stats, and as you can see, the speed and technique and skills is the main thing you have to worry about. Hence that she's an aggressive character. So overall, when you look at this stats, her stats, it fits the character. It really fits the character. I don't see the stats, in my opinion, I don't think they're bad. I'd say the only thing will probably be her attack strength, but overall they're pretty good. They're pretty decent. So with that being said, class, I hope that y'all took what I said into account when y'all pick up this character, and y'all just let me know what would your game plan be when you play with her. And what I need you all to do is keep liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. Road to 100 coming very soon. And oh, before y'all leave, don't slam my doors. I'll see y'all next video.
ごきげんよう。